Chris Visser here with the August market update. Today we're going to look at the second quarter versus the first quarter results in the used truck market. The second quarter was marked by a lot more volatility in both dealer sales volume and pricing. As mileage continues to increase, there are big swings in the number of dealer sales and prices as well, and I think there might be a soft ceiling developing on the used truck market. Now, the average used truck sold right now has increased in age to the point where it's a full 6 years old with over 500,000 miles. If you narrow your focus down a little bit to the 4-year-old market, the 2008 model year is selling in the mid-60s despite having well over 400,000 miles. That's quite a bit of money to be paying for a truck with that many miles on it. And I think this price level may be pushing buyers towards new trucks as buyers gain more confidence with SCR engine technology and are a little nervous about future price increases. That's probably why we saw a big amount of the orders that we saw in the spring of this year. And by the same token, since there are so few trucks returning to the market, dealer sales volume will fluctuate based on the number of trucks that are available to sell. So if we see dealers selling fewer trucks overall in 1 month, that's probably because of a supply issue rather than any change in demand. Demand remains very strong for used trucks. Moving over into economic factors, industrial production was flat last month as it has been throughout the spring. And focusing on the manufacturing sector, that was flat as well, although auto production was down a bit more than last month. And this is due, of course, to continued parts and component shortages from Japan, which will continue to affect manufacturing for the next couple of months until we get into the fourth quarter. Freight tonnage, as reported by the ATA, has been mixed, but we did see an unexpected uptick for June. I say unexpected because if industrial production and manufacturing are flat, we would expect tonnage to be relatively flat too. So there's a little bit more going on the economic side than we might know about. There might be some warehousing involved there, things of that nature that we won't dive into at this point. But despite all this, new truck orders are healthy, still at a high level. Used truck prices are, of course, at a very high level and holding steady, even though they're not seeing the steep increases that we saw throughout 2010. And seeing as the auto sector will definitely ramp up going into the fourth quarter as these supply shortages are alleviated, this will positively impact manufacturing and should encourage continued demand for freight. Now, getting back to the supply shortage of used trucks, the overarching factor here is, of course, the fact that the 2008 through 2011 model years were built in such low numbers. So you more or less have a guaranteed lack of supply coming back into the secondary market over the next 3 years. And at this point, there are simply not enough used trucks available to meet demand. So with fleets increasingly selling their trucks direct to customers, bypassing dealers, that's exacerbating the situation. And with the returning supply flatlined for the next 3 years at least, and demand set to continue to increase along with the economic recovery, the fundamentals really only look one way, and that is supporting continued high selling prices of used trucks. So that's our view as of August. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next month.